Presiding Officer, I am greatly honoured to be a nominee for First Minister of Scotland. This year is a year of anniversaries for our new democracy. It is 25 years, as colleagues have said, since the establishment of this Parliament, and it's 10 years since the referendum on Scottish independence. So it is a time to reflect, but more importantly, to look to the future. Both those democratic events were a result of growing demand from many people in Scotland for self-government. The extent of that self-government journey is still a matter of debate, but we are all sitting here today because a sizable majority believe that in key aspects of Scottish life it is better for decisions about Scotland to be made here in Scotland. The Labour Party and the Liberal Democrats should take pride in governing Scotland through the difficult early years of devolution, when much of the debate was about the cost of this building rather than about what we could do with the powers invested in it. The Conservatives, under the leadership of Annabel, now Baroness Goldie, can look back with great credit on the constructive way they often approached opposition, and they certainly helped me with a budget or two. The Scottish Greens have brought a distinctive voice to our politics and became the first Greens to serve in government in the United Kingdom. My party, the SNP, has used the powers of this Parliament to abolish tuition fees and prescription charges. We have brought in a more progressive income tax system, and through the Scottish Child Payment we are lifting children out of poverty. Indeed, the Scottish Child Payment has been hailed as the most significant measure to tackle child poverty anywhere in Europe in 40 years. And in our National Health Service, despite its challenges, we have the best performing core A&E departments in the United Kingdom. Policy and record, of course, is a matter of debate and contest. But there is something I hope we can all agree on. I am proud that it was an SNP government that was led by the first woman First Minister and then by the first Muslim First Minister. I want to pay tribute to Humza Yousaf, a man of unfailing courtesy who served my party but also this Parliament and his country with distinction. When Humza Yousaf announced his resignation, he said this: "To my colleagues in the opposition, regardless of political party, I genuinely only wish you well. I bear no ill will and certainly bear no grudges against anyone." That is the dignified mark of a man I am proud to call a colleague and friend. Throughout all of these 25 years of this Parliament, I have been privileged to serve my constituents and the people of Scotland. Indeed, I was a little perturbed to see listed in the entry in the Parliament website this morning under the heading Previous Roles the following statement: "John has had 22 previous roles." The old joke about giving a busy man more to do seems relevant at this moment. Under the heading Parliamentary and Government Roles, as of this morning, it says, "John does not have any parliamentary or government roles." It's that entry which I would like to change after this afternoon's vote. I hope we can all recognise that despite our political differences, we are all here because we want the best for Scotland, whatever our specific role happens to be. For me, it is with all my experience, but with much more than that, with my burning ambition for a better future for this country, that I am seeking to become First Minister. The idea of ambition brings me to the second of this year's anniversaries, the independence referendum of 2014. Both those who are against independence and those who are in favour deserve to be heard. Through dialogue, debate and deliberation, I believe it is possible to argue respectfully our different positions. For my part, I look at the years since 2014 and I see the impact of Brexit, the policy of UK austerity, the economic damage of the mini-budget, the fact that wages in the UK have stagnated, productivity is too low and inequality is far too high. I look at those independent countries that are comparable to Scotland, that are wealthier and more equal than the UK, and it reinforces my core belief that Scottish self-government is the right way forward for Scotland. Those of us who believe in independence do so because we believe it will equip this Parliament with the powers it needs to match the success of those comparable independent states. That, in turn, will mean more resources for our National Health Service and our public services, the opportunity to grow our economy free from a broken Westminster economic model, and the prospect of rejoining the European Union and escaping the damage of Brexit. I recognise that in all of this, it is essential for a First Minister to listen to other people's perspectives. That will be, of course, what I do. That includes listening to the people who voted for a pro-independence Parliament in 2021, listening also to those who take a different view, and then engaging in the lifeblood of our democracy, persuasion based on evidence whilst respecting honest and honourable differences. In that spirit, Presiding Officer, building on the achievements in government, a focus on the economy, our National Health Service and the public services, a drive to lift children out of poverty, and through patient dialogue, that I ask for the support of Parliament in becoming Scotland's next First Minister.